What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Elden Ring video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my build to the Scavenger Curved swords in Elden Ring. Now, this is another build that I was working on while I was also working on the Falc's build. Now, the Scavenger Curved swords are honestly really cool. I actually had a good time playing with these weapons in PvP, and I would also use them for some bosses. Not too much. I don't have a gameplay of those bosses since I was literally forgetting to record those gameplay of the bosses, but I honestly played it in PvP and I had a really good time with it. But overall, the Scavenger Curved swords are a really good dexterity slash arcane build that you can definitely do and make them work. The bleed damage for this build is honestly very good. I honestly enjoy making my Scavenger Curved swords more into a bleed based weapon than dexterity. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys what I did to make my Scavenger Curved swords really good and what I did to make this build work for me in PvP as well. So if you do enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below what you think, and subscribe. But let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to do an overview of all the weapons I have. So I have both the Scavenger Curved swords, which they do slash damage. It is a curved sword, and the physical damage for both of them is 215 plus 316. That's honestly not bad damage. That's really good damage in my opinion when it comes to using a Scavenger Curved sword. And you can also change the Ash of War if you want to. So if you look here, you can change the Ash of War to anything you want. Now this Ash of War here, I'm using seppuku with my Scavenger Curved swords because it works for me. But you can also go with anything else if you want to. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can go with, but I like to go for mainly just seppuku because I want to get that arcane and that bleed build up. Now the requirements to wield this weapon, you have to have a strength of 9 and you have dexterity at 14. This weapon is basically kind of a dexterity weapon than a strength weapon, but you can make it a strength weapon if you want to. I mean, it's not that bad as a strength weapon too. It just depends on the Ash of War that you use. I decided to just go for mainly a bit into the bleed side of things, so I wanted to go for a bit bleed and dexterity. Now the attribute scaling for both the Scavenger Curved swords, the strength is at C, dexterity is at C, and arcane is going to be at D. Now arcane, it honestly would be better if you push arcane a bit more with this weapon. I mean, look at the cost of blood loss build up. It's at 108 for me. That's because I'm at like level 297 and my arcane is at 45. I could push it up even more and that will go up a little bit more and it will help that blood loss build up. And also, yeah, my character is at new game +5, so yeah, that's why it's like that at 297. But I will give you guys a level 200 build at the end of the video though. Now I'm also taking the claw mark seal. Now the reason I'm taking the claw mark seal is to use golden vow and flame grant me strength to help boost my damage and my defense for this build. So the incant scaling is at 232. I mean, it's not the best, but it's okay honestly. And I chose the claw mark seal because it's one of the easier seals to get. All you got to do is just go to Gorang's palace or mainly Seal Sanctum and just get it from him. All right, so here's how you can make this work. So you can start off by going for golden vow first if you want to, if you're trying to go into PvP or PvE. Start off with golden vow, then go for flame grant me strength, and then switch back to your curved sword, and you want to go for the left curved sword first and then go for seppuku here, which you will, it does blood loss of course, but it does give you a damage boost. And you want to just equip your other one, which is your right one, and you just gotta press the one button, which is like Y and RB for that one and Y and B for the left, and you basically have them both lighting up. So that's mainly just seppuku itself, and you'd be able to do tons of damage by getting this off. And I like to go for the running attack the most by pressing left bumper while I'm running because it does a lot of damage. I've been killing people just doing that the entire time. It's just so funny. But I like to throw some strikes in here and there, and I like to just throw a little bit of strikes if I can, but I usually just do this because it's just too funny. Because every time I do it, it just gets immediate blood loss build up and it kills them instantly. It's so funny, dude. Moving on to armor. So for the armor, I'm decided to go for Bloodhound Knight helm for the first one and then go for scaled armor. I went for the Ronin and Greaves just to make it work a little bit, and I went for the Fire Knight gauntlets to just give that kind of appeal to it. Like, though I decided to just go for that just to make it like a bit of like a bounty hunter kind of knight in a way. That's what I wanted to go for this kind of particular fashion here. I mean, it looks kind of cool. I mean, I could definitely switch to the Greaves out if I want to, from Ronin to maybe the Scaled, and I'll be fine. But I decided to go for Ronin. I just wanted to mix it up and just have a good time with it. All right, so here are the talismans that I am taking. So I'm taking Shard of Alexander to greatly boost the attack power skills. You always want to take Shard of Alexander. It will greatly boost, I think, seppuku up to like 50% a little bit. So it does this for like literally every Ash of War, really. I'm also taking Rotten Wing Sword Insignia to greatly raise the attack power with successful attacks. I wanted to keep this one. I really think it would have been better. And plus, with like the last video with the Falcons, I decided to just take this one too with the Falcons, and it honestly was okay. I'm also taking Millicent's prosthesis. This will also push the dexterity up to 85. I mean, I'm going to go for 80 dex, and I'm also going to raise my arcane to be at 60 as well. This one is debatable, honestly. You can take Millicent's prosthesis, or you can go for Lord of Blood's exaltation to increase your attack power whenever blood loss is in the vicinity. I mean, it's up for debate, honestly. I mean, I decided to go for Mills' Prosthesis just to boost my dexterity a bit and raise attack power with successful attacks. So that's what I wanted to go for. And then the last one is Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, which this one, always want to take this one to help with the physical damage negation, because you will be facing people who will have like bigger weapons like Giant Crusher or maybe Moonveil or anything else, and you want to have that damage negation. So it will help with like some, well, I don't know about the Moonveil, but maybe for Giant Crusher it'll help a little bit, but that just it depends honestly. Or you're gonna be facing like a boss that will keep on swinging and hitting you, so you definitely want to take this to help with the defense. So Dragon Curse Great Shield, always want to take this. Now moving on to the Flask of Wondrous Physick, the two crack tiers I'm taking the Strength Knot Crystal tier, and I'm also taking the Opaline Bubble tier. Now the Strength Knot Crystal tier, I use this for the Falx. This will help with boosting the strength and the damage really, so I wanted to take it for the Scavenger Curved swords as it will help with the damage a little bit. And I'm also taking the Opaline Bubble tier to significantly negate damage in the mixed Physick. I mean, I think Bubble tier is alright in my opinion. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, if I were to go for like, I don't know, the Opaline Heart tier, would it boost all damage negation? I think the Opaline Heart tier does it one time. I decided to just go for Opaline Bubble tier because it honestly a bit better in my opinion, so I'd rather take this than the Opaline Heart tier. All right, so when it comes to great runes, the two great runes I recommend are Morgoth's Great Rune and Radahn's Great Rune. Radahn's raises maximum HP, FP, and stamina, but I feel like with this one, Morgoth's can be okay. I mean, Morgoth's Great Rune honestly would be the best bet, since you're only going to be using seppuku maybe one time, well, two times really, because you're having two curved swords, so you don't have to worry about your FP too much. Your stamina, well, your stamina, it depends on what you want your stamina to be at. So I highly would recommend Radahn. So I would highly recommend Morgoth's Great Rune for the extra HP. for this build specifically for Scavenger Curved swords, here is what I recommend for level 200 Scavenger Curved swords build. So for vigor, I would say to have vigor at 50. Now I always say to put vigor at 60, but if you're using Morgot's Great Rune, you won't have to worry too much on HP. So you can definitely use Morgot's Great Rune to boost it. So you don't have to worry about putting it to 60. You can definitely put it at 50 if you're trying to go for PvP. For mind, I would have mind at 30. Now I always put my mind a bit higher than endurance. So for this, you can put mind a bit lower to 25 and have endurance at 30, since you will be using a bit of armor that is a bit heavier. So you can put your mind up to just 25 and then just have your endurance at 30 and you could be fine. But I decided to go for 25 endurance. Now for endurance, I had said 25, but if you want to switch it to 30 to have a bit more armor and heavier armor, then you can put it up at 30 or 35 if you want to. For strength, I have strength at 14. Now this here for strength, you have to have strength at like 9 for the Scavenger Curved swords, but I decided to have it at 14 because why not? Just have the extra points being a strength a little bit. Now for dexterity, I have it at 85. Now the reason it's at 85 is due to Millicent's prosthesis. Now if you want to get rid of Millicent's prosthesis and have it at 80, then you can switch it out for Lord of Blood's exaltation, but I don't know about that one since you will be missing out a bit of damage potential. So I decided to just keep Millicent's prosthesis and just have that 85 dexterity. For intelligence will be at 9. You don't have to worry about it. Now for faith, I would have faith at 25. That way you'll be able to use Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength. And for arcane, I decided to go for 46 arcane. I think that would be fine if I just have arcane at 46. Now you can push this a bit higher. You will have to take your dexterity down a little bit just to push it up a bit higher to have more for your blood loss, but I think 46 is okay honestly with this build. But yeah guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video on my Scavenger Curved sword build. Please let me know what you think down below. How was the build? Do you think I did okay with it, or do you think it's so good? Is there anything I need to change? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But yeah guys, with that being said, as always, I'm the Game Raptor. Stay wild, right back. I will see you guys in the next video. All right guys, peace out.